Super Dragon Ball Heroes, Episode 19, titled Ultimate Conclusion: The Universal Conflict Ends, is like, hey, guys, it's finally over. This part of the story is finally done. Because that's how it feels for me. Like, my problem with this whole story arc was the fact that well, it just comes out of nowhere. It doesn't feel like it accomplishes anything. They make it seem like it accomplishes something, but it really, really, really doesn't feel like it does. As, we continue on with Gogeta versus Hearts, trying his best to take down the God Meteor that Hearts has descended upon the Earth. And for a little bit of time, it seems like Gogeta might have actually managed to do it. However, all Hearts does is like turn the meteor slightly and push it. That's literally all it feels like he does. He just turns it a little, shakes off the energy from Gogeta, and pushes that shit. And then it starts descending again. So Gogeta's just like, okay, I'll put more energy towards it. But it's just like, okay. The rest of the guys are like, let's wrap this up. So Jiren, Hit, and Piccolo go in to try to help out for the most part. As Gogeta sends out a Kamehameha, he beam struggles with a freaking meteor, which honestly, a lot of this is actually fairly well animated. It's not the best, it's not like top tier animation, but it's decent mid tier Dragon Ball animation. At least it's not as stiff as the last episode, as that was just, oh god, like it's all the jokes about Japanese animation just being stiff and stilted and barely moving. Like, oh my goodness. And Hearts is just like, I am the ultimate. I have the power of the universe. And I'm just like, what does that even mean? What does that even mean, dude? What do you mean you have the power of a universe? I don't even understand what you were doing. I don't understand how the universe seed even works. I feel like I missed a lot of stuff along the way here. Missed how we got to this point. But in comes Hit and Jiren to back them up. They all, blast out their energy, combine it with Gogeta's Kamehameha. It creates this massive energy. This energy immediately destroys the God Meteor, literally blowing it up in Hearts' face. In comes Gogeta to deliver this massive blow right to Hearts' chest, destroying the God Seed and pretty much annihilating Hearts on the spot. And as Hearts disappears, he says something that really kind of was both interesting and completely a letdown, where he's just like, the Omni King destroys universes on a whim. I gain this power in order to, stop him, to save you people, but you gain so much power. It was amazing. You were dazzling. That's why I love mortals. And I'm just like, dude, too little, too late. Literally at the end of this arc, you decide to exposit your motivations? No, no, you don't go through all of this and exposit that, oh, I was just trying to take down the Omni King because he uses his power too irresponsibly. It makes no sense. I'm like, yeah, I'm right there with you, dude. The power makes no sense. The power is too much. The Omni King should not have this much power. And the fact that Hearts was just trying to challenge this monstrosity, the fact that his power is within the hands of what equates to a 5-year-old child, a couple of 5-year-old child, it makes sense. But the way Hearts went about it, stealing energy from other universes, just like, you were not going to gain any friends in this endeavor by doing this. Hell, if it was some shady shit where Hearts was doing this in secret, he wasn't harming anyone, and then the Grand Priest just sent everybody out to do this, to basically take a hit out on Hearts, that would have been another thing. But he was going around fucking up other people's planets in other people's universes, and of course, nobody was going to side with his ass because he was terrorizing other people's universes. Like, way to show how much you care about mortals by actually just going around and fucking up their lives. No one was going to side with you, dude. And it's like, yeah, you kind of got what you deserved here. Not to mention, I still don't understand the motivation behind this. Because, oh, he says, I was just trying to take down the Omni King. He's too indiscriminate with how he does things. I love mortals so much. But I'm just like, okay, no, no. That's too little amount of explanation for your motivation. There's not enough substance there. And I know this is a promotional anime. It's not really meant to be put that not to have meant to have that much depth in it. However, the card game that this is based on actually has depth. Deborah, Mechikabora, Toa, Mira, Fu, the whole demon race. Like, we're getting into that shit later down the line, but it's just like, dude, there's actual depth there. The whole conflict between um uh the Supreme Kai of Time and the demon god Demigra. That whole conflict where he was just like, I was supposed to be in line to be the Supreme Kai of Time. Blah 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 blah. At least that there was depth there. There's substance there. There's motivation there. With Hearts, there's nothing. We got nothing on his backstory. We had nothing on why he was doing any of this. All you had to do was be like, oh, he's from one of the universes that was destroyed by the Omni King way back when. Whereas now we have the current count of universes where we used to have more. He was from one of those universes. Or hell, have him just be from one of the universes in the Tournament of Power. And when they got wiped out, hey, Hearts kind of went a little off kilter because he's just like, oh no, we can't have someone out there like that who's able to wield that much power. There you go. Bam, you're done. That's all I needed. That's all I needed from this character. Just a little bit more. Just a little bit more substance. A little earlier on. His lackeys, Lagas, Oimin, Kashin, whatever their fucking names are, the fucking artificial tuffles, Rags, the glass person, like, her power was cool. Cumber, we didn't get barely anything out of that. What happened to Golden Cooler? You turned Cooler golden and you didn't do shit with him. Hell, you turned him into Mecha Golden Cooler. He beats Cumber, he beats Rags, and then what? What else there? What was Heart's involvement with Fu? What was the meaning behind this? It's just such a disappointment. It's such a goddamn disappointment. Because, don't get me wrong, the first arc, the whole Prison Planet arc, it wasn't the best, but at least there was enough interesting stuff going on there. But hell, we didn't even have the Time Patrol guys show up. We didn't have Time Patrol Goku, well, Zeno Goku. We didn't have Zeno Vegeta show up. We didn't have any of that. Where did they go? They popped in, they popped out. All I can think is this is some side bullshit going on that's supposed to run parallel to the card game. So it's just like it's a side story of a side story. Is that why you put little next to no effort into this story? Because you didn't give a shit? No, no. I wanted something more out of this. You could have done something more. This was a waste. It was a waste of time. And it's such a disappointment because, I wouldn't be so bitter if we at least had Dragon Ball Super going on to some capacity, but we don't, and it's disappointing. So, Hearts disappears. Gogeta seems kind of melancholy about it, but I'm just like, yeah, I get why you'd be melancholy, but at the same time, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a flying fuck. The Grand Priest is like, well done. He goes back and sees the Omni Kings playing a fucking hide and seek, which doesn't add any less credibility to Hearts' argument that the Omni Kings should not have this power. It makes sense why he would be fighting against this because it's highly irresponsible to have this power wielded by these little shits. Like, fucking hell. Gogeta says goodbye to Hearts and no, to Hit and Jiren. And Jiren questions just like, if you guys had this much power, why did you not use it in the Tournament of Power? And it's the usual, haha, it's because they don't want to fuse with each other. They want to be able to take down the bad guys on their own. We have this heartwarming moment where everybody's just like, ha 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 ha, and then they go about their fucking day. As Fu is just like, thanks, Hearts, you really helped me out. I really gathered a lot of data. And God, I'm so sick of Japanese villains and their gathering of data. It's just like, I don't know the science behind how you're using any of this. It's just like, it's always, oh, I've gathered some valuable data from this. I'm like, how? How are you applying any of this? The science doesn't make sense. The science doesn't make sense. Ah! But I'm glad it's over. It's finally over. The madness is over. We can go back to something more interesting because at least from the sound of it, the next saga sounds a little bit more compelling to a certain degree. And hey, the Time Patrol is finally back. You know, the Time Patrol, the only characters I give a shit about at this rate. I care about the demons, and I care about the Time Patrol, and I care about their fucking conflict. The Time Breakers versus the Time Patrol. Toa, Mira, Fu, Michigabora, something, Demigra. Give me demons! Give me demons, damn it! Okay, I've ranted enough. If you've gotten this far, thank you for listening to me bitch for essentially 10 to 11 minutes. And if you want to hear more from me and my infinite rage at this series, feel free to subscribe and hit the bell for when I bring out the next episode. But until then, know that my rage is unending and it can never be quenched. Until next time, I'm Duuz-Diz-Din, and I will burn long into the night. Bye bye.